it's both an integrated capital approach and a place-based investment approach. So we invest in places, in people and enterprises, right, that are trying to build a more regenerative and equitable economy. And we often talk about the solidarity economy, right? The economy that prioritizes people and planet, mutualism, solidarity. So the integrated capital approach is really about reimagining how investments work. So traditional approaches, right, typically focus on financial returns, and when, traditional sources of capital like banks or VCs, they use fairly standardized, financial instruments. So you kind of have your debt over here from a bank or your equity from a VC. And our approach is saying you should combine all forms of capital to help meet the needs of enterprises at the time that they come to you, right? So it's taking financial capital, which could be everything from debt, equity, credit enhancement, guarantees, grants. So think of the whole spectrum of transactions, right, within debt, equity, and even grants, and combining that with social capital and knowledge capital. So knowledge capital is the support businesses need to understand their financials, to get ready for investment. A lot of that takes deep coaching and mentorship. And then social capital, right? We often talk about the need to be, connected to the right folks for whether it's money or it's to get that first contract. So social capital through connections and networks is also part of the integrated capital approach. And then, when I came on board, we weaved in this other concept of political capital. Political capital is the need to sometimes change systems through advocacy, right? Through mobilizing with movement partners. And so political capital doesn't mean, you have to go run for office, but you have to leverage the political infrastructure and sometimes policy influence, right, to help move a sector along. So that is the integrated capital approach. So, we blend all time. So at BII, we've invested now over the last 11 years, about $15 million in over 100 enterprises. And there is not a single transaction that's the same. They're all a little different. They all blend different capital types. And sometimes we look at a business and they may have started with a small grant, then gotten some debt, maybe receivables financing, then equity, and blending all of that, right? So that you're pairing the right kind of capital to the needs at the time that they're matching it to their stage of growth, or maybe it's, a different trajectory that they want to take.